Hello, 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 YouTube. Welcome back to the Monday Night Book Club with Tess MD. Thank you for coming back to Tess MD TV. For those of you who are joining for the first time, every Monday night we have a book club. What was I looking at? I was looking over there. I thought the camera was over there. I got to get used to this whole thing. I'm telling you. And that's a part of what we're going to talk about tonight. But every Monday night, we have a book club, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And we normally disclose the book prior to the onset of the event. We have been reading for the past 2 weeks. TD Jakes, Don't Drop the Mic. And I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap it up tonight. However, we're going to talk about a couple of other things tonight. As you notice, I mentioned in the thumbnail, before you hire a guru, make sure you watch this video. And we're going to get into that very deeply momentarily. But I want to make sure that I'm courteous to all of my friends who may have stopped by for the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by to our live stream. So, starting off with the book. And if you would like to get a copy of the book, feel free to click the link in the description box and it will take you to my affiliate link for you to get a copy of the book. But this is an outstanding book. I basically finished it because I couldn't put it down, to tell you the truth. And basically, a lot of the information that is written in this book, this is a manuscript. Okay, this is not just like a book. This is not like Once Upon a Time, Happily Ever After. T.D. Jakes basically laid out every step that he did along the way to make him a successful speaker. He discussed his preparation, all the work that he did behind the scenes, outside of what we see in front of the scenes. He also discussed like his transition, how he had to pivot, even though he was a pastor, and he would be called upon for all these outstanding speaking opportunities because of being a pastor. When he would get in front of an audience, he would have to pivot and conduct himself in a whole different way. And if I take myself as a doctor, right now in front of this YouTube camera, I'm not at the bedside of a patient. And let me tell you about a lot of the pivoting that I've had to do, but your message is still the same core. I'm in front of you guys for the same reason that I'm in front of the patient, because I would like to say something positive, motivate someone, help someone, just change someone's life for the better. That's my reason for being at the hospital. That was his reason for being in a pulpit. However, if he is speaking all around the country and doing movies and producing, he can't conduct himself like a Baptist preacher. So he had to pivot, yet remain the same. And he explained how to go about doing that in his book. And the main thing that I got out of this book is preparation. What he does behind the scenes is just insane. And that had a lot to do with a lot of things I'm going to discuss tonight. But hey, Edwin, how are you? Guys, you already know that Edwin is here. Hey, Edwin, how are you? Thank you so much for joining as usual. Hey, you know what? Today has been a busy day. Guys, let me tell you, don't send out your newsletter on a day that you're going to have a live broadcast. I have been like behind the scenes because we have like about 3 or 4 different numbers. And we did something, I'm going to confess, on purpose. I have 2 different mailing lists, and I took the mailing list down and then I put it back up, and then I got confused which one was the old one and which one was the new one. So I tried to go through myself and recognize the names, and I was like, forget about it. I sent out like a mass newsletter on purpose because I wanted the people who wanted to unsubscribe, go scat, scram. I'm fine with that. Everyone's not going to always like you because the energy that we have now is so amazing. I appreciated the grace of having the older people, but we're kind of different now. Our channel is kind of different now. My practice of medicine is totally different now. I'm trained to be a personal trainer, functional medicine. I'm in a whole different realm. So by doing something like that, it led to a lot of feedback. So I've been on like with my VA team and myself, and we have had like 3 different computers trying to like clarify everything. So no, Edwin, I did not have a chance to read your email, not prior, but I will after we get out today, definitely. Oh yeah. So it's kind of like that was. Thank you so much for seeing that. Yeah, so it was kind of like just like kind of like throwing out. Good evening, sir. Good evening. You know what? Now I feel so bad. I am so I you know I'm texting you on another platform and now I'm seeing your name and I've been saying your name every single week. So sorry. I just found out, dear. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm so sorry. I want to take a moment if it's okay with you. I want to take a moment. I want to just speak on that very lightly now. Hey, Jacob, how's it going? How are you? Um, how can I do your weight loss? Oh, very easy. You're going to join the Facebook group. We are going to just have everything in the Facebook group. His question was, how can he join the weight loss program? I'm just going to like pivot for a second. We have a lifestyle challenge coming up. The challenge is not going to start until September 7th. However, we're going to do the pre-event on August 29th at noon in the No Stress Way Less private Facebook group. And the reason being is because this is not just going to be just like some weight loss challenge, like run, lose as much weight as you can in like about 2 days and then go away, goodbye. I'm going to show you how to lose weight the right way and change your mindset and look at health from the appropriate way. Understand the difference between physical activity and exercise. Understand that you're not just like losing weight, you're working your mind, your body, and your overall health. It's much deeper than most weight loss programs have been set up to be. So, by having the program in the Facebook group, I can put up didactic content, webinars, and just leave it there. And that way you guys can just come and get it whenever you want, right? I mean, I could put like handouts, forms, papers, and it's just like a hub. So all information will be available in a No Stress Way Less private Facebook group. Just go there at any time, but just make sure that you are there on August 29th so that you can be there for the kickoff. Now, I wanted to spend a little time talking to Mr. Hartley. I am so sorry about your loss. Um, I lost a friend finally for the first time, secondary to COVID, and I could totally understand how you feel because I was devastated. I was like, it's like I pronounce people all the time when I'm at the hospital. And I care about them. And some of them, they came in and, the ones that come in that we think are going to walk out don't. And the ones that come in that we think are not going to walk out do. You never know. Let me tell you, this virus, it's like, there's no like pattern. Like, day one, well, we already know. Like something like DKA, diabetic ketoacidosis. We already know once we close the gap and put fluids on board and bring their sugar down and they could tolerate a regular meal, they'll be fine. 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Not with this virus. It's very unknown what course and from what I'm seeing, testifying from my own experience, it doesn't have anything to do with like we have people who are 100% healthy that have a poor outcome, and then we have some people who are everything in the world is wrong with them and they walk out. I walked a 78-year-old man out and we all were like, did you call his wife? We all assumed that guy walked out of there. And then the other ones. So all I can simply say is just, we always have to know that God is in charge as far as any final decision. And I'm here for you. I think you called me. So I'll go ahead, and when we get off, I'll lend an ear and we could chat. We could totally chat. I simply don't know what to say. I didn't know her. I didn't know her medical conditions. I didn't know the circumstances under which she got the virus, but I just you being my friend, I'm very, very, very sorry for your loss. I am. I'm very sorry for your loss. And I hope that that could at least ease some pain. And like I said, if there's anything else I could do for you, just please let me know. And we also have to be aware there is another variant right around the corner. So I have this protocol that I'm sending you guys. Just make sure that you check your email in a couple of days, because I was going to send it last night, and it's not a cure, and it's not medicine. It's not a prescription. If I'm not your doctor, I cannot prescribe anything. And even if I do send you a cocktail, I have to tell you to speak with your primary care physician first to get approval before you start any supplements, anything online, or even anything you get from me. But I do have something that just, may may soften things a little bit. We'll just say it like that. Okay. Let me see. So what we're going to do is we're going to pivot to what we came here for. Let's talk about the book. And, I'm purposefully, that's not what we're here for, Edwin. And I haven't researched that topic to the point that I could sit here and say things. And the goal is to lead this broadcast live, which is why it took me a little while to start in the beginning. I'll tell you guys about it. So I would prefer to defer any questions with regards to the C, because I don't want to have to deal with any negative fallback. All right, let's do it like that. Okay, so let's see. Absolutely, no, absolutely, and thank you for still coming. And I got you. We're gonna chat. Okay. Oh, actually, I think that you should. I think that you should. I think we talked about that last week. We talked about how we appreciate. Listen, I wouldn't be able to sit here if it wasn't for someone being selfless, or their family, and donating their body. And look, I went to the cadaver lab after class. As a matter of fact, I went to two cadaver labs because I thought I started doing aesthetics. I went to another cadaver lab for the face. So it's greatly appreciated. We respect the cadavers. We even have a ceremony for them at the end after we have completed our assignment in anatomy. We have it's very, very, very highly respected, and it's an honor and a privilege that we're allowed to. You guys are helping us become doctors. It's a big, 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 big deal. Definitely. So we would greatly appreciate it. So absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at some sections of the book. And then I'm going to tell you why you want to watch this video before you hire a guru. But we're going to always do first things first. We're going to discuss our book during book club. So page 292 and paragraph 1 and 2. Excellent. So paragraph 1 and 2, many times silencing my internal critic and letting go of his critique are harder than I want to admit. I replay the sermon or speech in my mind and look for flaws or things I wish I'd have done differently. I love this part. I love this. Occasionally, there's value in this exercise as I determine to make changes or take different risks the next time I'm at the mic. Like an athlete watching videos of their past game performances, I can improve my serve, delete a redundant point, or insert a needed moment of silence. Other times, however, I have to come to terms with and accept the requisite imperfection of a given message, especially when I was younger and still formulating and honing my unique style. I would be hard on myself for not sounding like my favorite preacher or speaker at that time. Excellent, Edwin. I am so glad. it's almost like me and you are like this ballet or something like that. Like you just kind of like, because that is so amazing that you brought that up, because that was part of what I was going to mention with regards to hiring a guru. There is so much to this that before you spend a dime with anyone, it is imperative that you make a lot of mistakes without spending any money, because the learning curve is so steep. There are things that you should not be charged on an hourly basis to learn. Like, for example, I remember when I was in a room on Clubhouse and some of the gurus were like, you want to focus on your avatar, you want to talk to your target, your avatar. Well, at the end, I was thinking, what is an avatar? I was thinking, like, you know what I'm saying, like is that like so the terminology, and they make it sound so smooth, and your passion is there. You're leading with your passion, and you're thinking about what you're going to do, and who you're going to touch, and the lives that you're going to change. But it's a lot before you get to that point. So what Edwin is saying is 100% true as far as bringing that up in the book. And listen, 100%. I re-listen to these videos, and I picked up last week. Check and see how many times I said 100%. I said it 1,000 times. Everything. And I was like, would you stop saying that? And I didn't even realize I was saying it until I re-listened to the tape, like TD Jakes stated. And now when I said it, which obviously it's a habit, but I heard myself say it, so I'm purposefully going to try to avoid it. The people on YouTube make this look easy. It's not. It just like TD Jakes stated, you have to, and then also the newness wears off. Like if you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to get away from my job and just be a YouTuber, and just after you get over that part, the preparation, just even like I set the time to start at 6:10 instead of 6 o'clock, because I learned a different pointer for free. It costed me my time, but for free, because I was wondering why every time my video ends, Edwin, you remember we were always wondering, it never posts. And I was like, why? So then I would take the video down, edit it, and then repost it. And I was like, well, I don't think that, because there was a button that you have to put on in the YouTube studio after you go on StreamYard. And there's a few more things. Like I forgot to start the little intro. So it, like the thumbnail. If you have the thumbnail on before your live stream starts, and that's why I put 6:10, that gives you a URL that you can actually take and send out to your audience to be like, hey, I'm about to do a video. So now I will post that we're going to be here on Monday on Sunday. And that will give us 24 hours. And YouTube is nice to you. YouTube will be like, okay, Dr. Taz, we got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to tell people for you. They'll send it to your subscriber list, and they'll send it to the relevant feed based on your title and your tags. So so that's how when people get to their live stream, it's about like 1,000, 2,000, or which, that's not us. But see, there's a good possibility that a guru isn't going to tell you this right away. They will eventually. But if you go to a guru, whatever guru you want to spend, like Sean Kennel, I plan to spend a lot of money with Sean Kennel. But before I spend a dime with Sean Kennel, I want to watch every single one of his videos, because they give away a lot of foundational information. It's almost like if you go to an interview for a job, before you start your interview, they expect you at least know something about the company. You're not just going in like, oh my God, I always wanted to work here. Y'all got a very nice parking lot. I love that parking lot y'all got. You're not going to do that. You're going to know the history behind the company, the retention, the founders of the company. Know that before you go spend your money with the guru, because that will even complement the guru. That will let the guru know you're serious. You're not just someone who's just showing up. You think that this is something you want to do, and then 2 or 3 months later, you're going to do different. Another thing is you learn that every day is not a good idea. I don't care, because how many times have I tried to start this channel, and I would say every day, that's like someone who has never worked out ever. And then they go to the gym and then they go on every single machine. They ain't coming back because they're exhausted. I was looking forward to today. I finally have realized one day a week, especially if you have a job or if you have kids or if you have other things going on, don't do that to yourself, because when I was trying to do every day, it became like, oh my God, what time is it? I got to go on YouTube. What am I going to talk about? Whereas this week, I knew it was a week away and we're starting a podcast, but that's going to be once a week. There's a young lady who I follow, and she stated her success, and she actually has her show on Monday, every single Monday. She said, even on holidays. And you can't be consistent in the beginning because there's so much. There's so like I had no idea that I was going to be spending like 4 hours with the mailing list today, which they deserve it, but you can't predict. So and the final reason that you want to have some form of preparation and foundation. This is going to sound a little bit morbid, but I got to go there. This is your legacy. When I'm not here anymore, my YouTube channel will be here. And especially if I've had some videos where I really have made an impact, they may last forever. And my kids or my family, I'm representing them. So if I just get on here haphazardly, throwing the camera up, slopping things together, that's what I leave behind. So anything you're doing in a creative space, content, webinar, YouTube, social media, understand it's going to be there forever. You could delete it, but it doesn't go away. So represent yourself from the very beginning the way that you would like to be represented. And it's going to be obvious that you're growing, and you're going to get more serious along the way. This is not just funny to me anymore. It's hard. It is. It is hard, man. And especially if you happen to be of a different generation than the techies, you got to spend a little bit more time reading and learning. So but I think that it's definitely worth it. And don't get on here for the money. You will spend so much money the first year. You will. You'll spend so much money. And your monetary gain will not be there. But when I read the comments and when I read that people say, I bought this machine and it worked, I enjoyed it, or, well, you helped me to make a decision on this, or like the fact that I'm here to talk to Mr. Hartley tonight, man, that's priceless. That is worth $18 billion to me. So don't get on here looking for money. This is not the right place. Like they told us for medicine, don't become a doctor if you want to be rich. They were right. But there's not one day that I regret being a physician, because the gain I get from being a doctor is the same kind of gain that I get from having this YouTube channel. So with regards to, oh, no, you know what? Honestly, to tell you the truth, Edwin, my life slowed down a lot. Guys, get organized. I'm going to have a link in the description box of the software called ClickUp, and it's incredible. My life is it's beginning to not be as noisy, Edwin. I just really enjoy reading. And then I like, just like highlighting and circling. I think that for the book that you recommend, I may need to get audio. But I don't know. I just like, you know what? When I read, and with it being I followed TD Jakes for so long, I hear him. It's like I see this fluffy, dark complected man in a pulpit, like he's just sitting next to me reading a book. I just feel like if I got the audio, that would just kind of like ruin my whole little ambiance. So no, I didn't get the audio book. But what did you think of it? I guess we could just probably just do a wrap up of TD Jakes' book. So don't drop the mic. Did you feel like after completing that book, you're a different kind of communicator? Did you feel that there were some take home messages? Because you're an avid reader. I mean, I love it. Yeah, you read all the time. I love that. But what did you get, Edwin, out of this book where you feel like this is really just going to be a game? Because that's what I'm hoping we get, guys. Out of the books that we have on Monday night, I just want us to be able to move our needle a little bit more in the direction that we're trying to go based on what we read. So let me see what you got out of it. You like the audio version? Yeah. So well, you never even like put your picture up. So, but I would love to like share the screen with you so that you could share your thoughts of what you got out of it. Do we have another book? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, we do. Absolutely. You know what? The question is, do we have another book lined up and how can we get a list going? Yes, we do. Edwin donated the idea for the next book. So I'll put that up on my link tree on my social media platforms. And every time you guys say something to me, it lets me know, that's something I need to address. So I could put the list in No Stress, Way Less, but I think I have like about 10. No, I have 10 Facebook groups. And the reason why is because they're all niche. We have the Hormone Mythbusters, Fight Acne Today, Your Skincare Doctor, so on. So let's put everything in its proper place. So Jacob, we will put the list for the books on my main page. Now, right now, it still is Dr. Tessa Beverly Hills, but I've sent an email to Facebook asking if my brand page could just be Tess Washington. I'm sorry about that, guys. My mic on my cord, it acts crazy. When it comes down to your name and branding your name, just name your main brand you. No matter what you're doing, no matter if you're like a singer, an actor, an author, a comedian, let your like a doctor, because like for example, I mean I don't know if he ever would, but let's use Dr. Miami. What if he decides to move to New York? and that's exactly what happened to me. I started my practice in Beverly Hills and my mom got sick and now we're virtual. I can't definitively tell you I definitely want to go back to Beverly Hills. I may want to go to Newport Beach or I may want to go. So we are in the process of rebranding the business to Test MD, and then that disconnects me from that commitment. But sometimes I write Test MD, sometimes I write Dr. Tess in Beverly Hills, just like Prince. Was he the symbol? Was he this? But I'm always going to be Tess Washington, MD. So that is what I put in a request to Facebook for them to change the name of the page to me, just me. And you can't go wrong. And if you are aspiring and if other people are looking at you, you better go to GoDaddy and buy your own name, because I know that one of the hacks. If someone sees you like Edwin, and I'm like, you know what? That guy got potential. I see him. They'll go buy your name, your domain, and then you'll have to buy your own name from me. So if you're young and if you're in high school or grammar school, ask your parents, right? But buy your name, especially if it's a common name. MarySmith.com, highly likely that it's not available. Okay. So fortunately, and it wasn't my idea. Someone told me a while ago to buy Tess Washington MD, and I never used to use it because I was like, oh, and now I'm going to use it. So I'm just trying to like drop all these different pearls because this has been, guys, I started playing with this whole thing in 2017. When I tell you the amount of money that I spent just and these are two things I want to tell you guys because I want to make sure that the thumbnail is accurate. Digital marketing, I really would not hire a digital marketer. Let me tell you why. It's different. Your followers are no longer accepting that you just post some content to BuzzFeed or I mean not BuzzFeed, freaking what is it? Some of those auto populators, and no, they want to know you. They want to talk to you. They want to hear your answers. They want you to comment, not automated, not and there's no post it and forget about it. I have people who call me. I have people who and fortunately, I had a doctor who told me the way you treat patients when you only have one or two patients, you treat them the same way when you get 4 or 5,000 patients. So finish medicine the way you started. So I don't ever anticipate changing my level of personalism, but I will say that if you have a digital marketer, maybe work with them, but just know your hands are going to have to be dirty a lot of the way. Also, I have this software. It's called Jarvis. I'll leave that in the description box as well. And let me tell you, there's AI that is writing content better than any copywriter you ever want to know. Now, Jarvis it's not 100% factual. You have to read it, and you have to fact check it. Okay, but like for example, if I want to do a description of something, like when I'm putting together this protocol, I want to send out to the mailing list, and that was the reason why I had to slow down. And if I was looking at the way that I was putting the words, and I was like, "Am I sounding too medical?" Jarvis has this section where you can put in and you could state like, explain it to an explain it to an eighth grader. I take my paragraph that I've written, put it in Jarvis, whoop, and it's insane. So I'm saying, like, if you were to go spend your money with a guru, a lot of things that guru would tell you are different now. And the results that you would get would not be what you expect. But like I just ruined 2 websites over the weekend. Bam, bam, blew them up, messed them up, horrible. I had to call Bluehost and I'd be like, we just start from scratch. Because I was trying to, I work with Divi. I've been working with Divi Elegant Things for like years, right? And I saw this Crocker Block software, and that meant I had to use Elementor Pro. I don't know how to use Elementor. I mean, Elementor is all that, but I don't know how to use it. And the learning curve is steep. So I took websites because I wanted to put this on to launch the telehealth. And my computer started around, looked at me and like, what are you doing? I blew it. So, but guess what? Guess how much it costed me? Nothing. All right. You don't need anyone to build a website for you. Build your own. Just you writing your own mission statement you putting the pictures together, you learning how to optimize your page. It does so much for you. And you will really intertwine with, and you'll be able to work out some details. Like, for example, some of the things that we're offering at our clinic now is different than what we were going to originally offer, because I realized there was a need. Like, we're going to be seeing transgenders, and we're going to be seeing what all do we do different? Transgenders, um, obese is, and it's not obese. It's people who are big but they're not fat. It's different. It's totally different. Acne, the different kinds of so, but only by putting together the software. And I realized, I said, wait a minute, hold on, right? Because you're in control of your own caboose. But if you hire a guru too soon, they're going to tell you this structure and this format, and you're going to be trying to fit your square peg in their round hole. And guess what? It's not going to fit. And it's going to cost you money to learn that. Now, keep your eye on your guru who you do want to give your money to. Just like Sean Kennel. I got my eye on him. I know how old his baby is. I remember when his wife got pregnant. I know his whole story, but I haven't called him yet. All right. So you don't know everything. You need a guru, but not right away. And sometimes when we're trying to get ready for what we're trying, see, you gotta let that passion die down. You gotta let that excitement die down. Because that excitement is gonna make you spend so much money. Because you go, look, I remember the first time I got on here, guys. I'm gonna tell you, and I was like following Russell Brunson, and I was under the impression that was when I first stumbled on ClickFunnels. And man, listen to but what I know, what I understand now, those guys are good. You got they're trained. This is what they do, and we're agreeing. We're sitting there, and according to him, after I listened to that 3 days, that 7 days, I was going to be able to be in the comma club, according to him. So I said, okay, cool. I almost went and started picking out my new car, my new house, and everything else. Because according to Russell, I'm going to be in the comma club. I'm done. Man, look. After I got finished watching those videos, not only was I not in the one comma club or the two, I was in the negative club. Because I bought his books, dot secret, this, that, dot upside my head, got the hives. And I was like, wait, and don't try to dispute it because it's your fault. All right. So before you go get Kajabi, make sure you simply know how to structure a course. And you may have it in your head, but I promise you, when you start writing it down, it's different. Trust me. Not unless you got Jarvis. Like writing a blog article. There's so much. You think, oh, it's just a blog. No. It's a certain number of paragraphs. The headings are supposed to be H2. There's a certain place that you put certain things, and that you say you need to put a certain number of pictures. The conclusion, and I was like, it needs to be a certain number of words. And when I was listening to the guru, I was like, I've read 1,000 blog articles, but I didn't realize that. Then after she said all that, the next blog article, I said, oh my God, there's the H. But if I had hired her before I heard her, I would admit. So now if I was to hire her, I would already know that there's a heading too. So she would have no choice but on my first class to teach me the advanced class. She's going to work for my money, right? Let me ask you something. When you guys go to the doctor, when y'all come in, you guys are like, yes, I like to have amoxicillin, 600 milligrams. That's what I get all the time. Just give me that prescription. You guys are brilliant. When you come, we haven't even had a chance to put a stethoscope on you. You come in telling us. But when you go to a guru, you don't know anything. You're sitting there like naive, because at that point, your passion is in the front seat and your common sense has taken backseat. So conduct yourself when you go into anything before you spend a dime the same way that you do when you come in and see me. Because Dr. Google and told you everything. Everything I say is wrong. Because you know your body, you know what you need, you know the milligrams. The last time you felt this way, this is what you got and it made you feel better. If a doctor can't tell you anything, conduct yourself that same way in front of a guru. The reward will be that guru will give you a heck of a training, and they will earn all the money that they're charging you for an hourly basis. So that's it. That's all. That was what I wanted to say on that. Now I'm done with that. So sorry about that, guys. But I just wanted to get that out because like this was such a just a eye-opening week. And I was like, I've got to share this information with everyone. I know this is off topic, but as a part of the LGBTQ community and someone who grew up going to the non-denominational church, I was often conflicted with the belief of God created Adam and Eve and not Adam and that's I actually was going to visit and that's what I'm doing. I am visiting my friends' churches. So if you do have a church, if you want me to visit your church, and if you're in California, leave it in the comment and I'll visit your church. And also, speaking of the comment, for those of you who are watching the replay, what do you think of what I stated? When should you hire a guru? Have you ever hired a guru and realized you probably should have waited and felt like you didn't get your money's worth? Share your thoughts on that topic in a comment. With that regard, when I one time visited an LGBTQ church, it's different. It's different. It's different because like, okay, the Bible was written by a human, right? Now we think we know what was going on back then, but I don't really think that anyone BC or AC is like here at a publicist writing a book and then we're all reading it, right? And it has been transposed so many ways. And then we have so many cultures that are now intertwined. What I will say to you, Jacob, and I look, and that's the reason why I take care of transgender, because I in California, I'm like part adjacent to that's my family. Okay, those are my people. Some of my best friends. I feel like family, cousin, welcome. I feel so good to be a part of that community. And I know that there's a lot of like, I think a lot of like, not confusion, but this and that and this and that. Honestly, I think that as opposed to trying to definitively figure out if this, then this, then this, we all need to have something that we look forward to finding our mental and our spiritual peace. It could be God. It could be, something else. It's okay. But if we don't have a higher power that we look up to, where is it that we're getting our whole overall obedience as far as structure for our, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, okay, here's the thing. Check this out. Every single denomination prays. Everyone. If, Islamic, Jehovah's Witness, Christianity, Buddha, everyone prays. Even if you go to like tribal areas where there's only a certain, section off group of people, they chant. Who are they chanting to? Or even if you even want to go to the satanic side, they do spells, hocus pocus. To who? Right? So everyone has a divine entity that if they feel as if they do some form of worship, it will bring them something that they desire. Do we necessarily have to define that? That almost like takes away from the beauty by trying to put if one, then two, then three. We as humans always want to have an answer. And I think I shared with you guys one time before, one of my attending physicians in residency, like every time we would have a patient, they describe the symptoms, we had to present. It's called, chiefing the problem. And I remember one time I went to my head doctor and he said, Tess, everything doesn't have a diagnosis. Sometimes a person just has symptoms and they don't necessarily need a medication. They just need to go home, relax, and feel better. And that was like a eureka moment for me because I was like, every patient, if they say something, I'm supposed to have an answer. If they say something. So if we look at spirituality, do we have to, Jacob, definitively know? I was often conflicted with the belief of God created Adam and not, and Adam and Eve, not Adam and, like, let me ask you something. Outside of trying to get specific, definitive clarity to that sentence, do you just overall have inner peace with whatever entity you worship or you respect, or that you find yourself becoming humble and going to talk to in those moments that you need a spiritual entity? That's the answer to your question, right? Because, just like with the ivermectin question, I defer because I haven't reviewed that, and I don't want to, I don't want to bring that here right now. We could talk about it. We can have a platform talking about it if you guys want to. No problem, absolutely. And then I would probably also get a colleague who is board certified infectious disease, or, because I want to make sure I don't know it all. And I never want to present myself as one of those type people. Stay away from those type people. So, but in that entity, we're not necessarily discussing spirituality, but my non-ordained ministry, theology, no study. What about if there is just an entity that you find peace and that you feel comfort after you have shared some things that are within? Does it really make a difference about that? And if you're of the LGBTQ community, you respect your own, you respect what you are, you respect what you feel from within, what you feel like you always were supposed to have been, regardless of if you're a boy or if a girl. That's on the outside. You're respecting how you feel. So I think that, maybe you could look at that the same way. Steve, yes, okay. As I grew up, I found that the Bible teaches so much more, which can easily be explained. Yep, that's right. So we don't know. We don't know. We didn't see somebody running around. It was a boy and girl, and somebody in some kind of way, a real got tape. We didn't see that. I didn't see it. I don't know anyone who definitively. I don't know any scientist who like, yes, I did it. I'm the one who saw it. I found the skeletons. It was definitely a woman. You don't know, right? So you know what, Jacob, I agree with you. Because if it was Adam and Eve or if it was Adam and Steve, the message still is respected, right? Right? So, yeah. Yes, absolutely. So, the only reason I brought it up was because LGBTQ community, sometimes this statement drives them away from Christianity. And I would like to help break the stigma. Um, I, you know, I don't know if you've been to any LGBTQ like a Sunday get-togethers in California. It's like it's different. They're at peace, man. They look at it like, society may say this, but we think we are at peace. We know, like some of the, if you take someone who is not in favor of the LGBTQ community, they'll take some quotes from the Bible and they'll state how this is confirming that it's wrong. However, if you take that community, they'll take that same quote and they'll state how it confirms that it was right and it was condoned, right? So, once again, going back to my professors from medical school, it's all up to the eyes of the person who is interpreting the information. No one can say you're right or you're wrong. What evidence are they going to bring? So I agree. If that is a thought, and if that it has been justified, and if we feel like it was Adam and Steve, that's your belief. I'm on your side. I was about to say 100%. All right. I'm in South Texas. All right. All right. That's all right. What's going on, Texas? Hey, you guys know I did start that dating app. Remember, I told you that, Edwin, Jacob, I started a dating app. There's a lot of guys on a dating app in Texas. What y'all doing in Texas? Why the boys so lonely in Texas? It's fun. It's fun. So I've been hearing a whole lot about Texas ever since I started that dating app. I sure have. So yeah. So the main things I wanted to talk about today, we pretty much covered. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna conclude the book, and I feel like the take home message from the book was read the book if you want to do this, or if you want to be a public speaker like Mr. Hartley, 40 years, solid, strong. Read the book. If you're an actor, read this book. If you want to communicate better with people and not feel like you want to hang up on them, or even though they're saying something that's kind of making you feel a certain kind of way, out of respect, you want to learn how to calm yourself down and not drop the mic and stay there and talk to them, read the book. This book is amazing. So I haven't had a chance to start because Edwin's going to give us the book and we're going to all start together. But I think that the book that Edwin has us reading is on consciousness, more so of a mindset, which is going to be awesome because that ties into the second thing that we discussed: no stress, way less, private Facebook group, lifestyle challenge, not weight loss, or because let's say you gain muscle and the scale still says the same, but if you're eating different, if you're looking at food from a different perspective, if you're learning how to read the ingredients, if you understand the food label, if you understand the kinds of protein, the purpose of carbohydrates, the purpose of fats, that will make it totally different. So we're doing lifestyle changes. So it's the second thing we were going to talk about today, which we did cover. And the third thing, hire a guru after you have learned as much as you can by reading, following that guru, being a part of any kind of free courses they may have. In other words, before you start spending your money, spend your time, which is your most valuable asset. And then after you've spent your time and you are a little bit more comfortable, then like when I finally do hire Sean, I really say, hey, go check out my channel. I've done some shorts. I've done some lives. I've done this. I've done that. So that will also give them a chance to say, okay, I listened to this. I listened to that. But if you just got a blank sketch, you just got an idea in your head, you haven't written anything down, not unless you got money to burn, don't hire a guru coming right out the stall, because the passion will get you broke. All right. So that's pretty much about it. All right. So I'm pretty much excited. Looking forward to next week. And Edwin, we will put your book title over on Tess Washington MD Facebook page, and we'll let everyone know that we'll have your book available. And we're going to write it out, though. We're going to respect everyone's timeline. So we said that we would do a book a month. So we will stay on, don't drop the mic, and state if you want a copy, go down in the description box, press the link, and it'll take you right over to a copy. And you get the audio version also, because everyone loves the audio version. And we will have Edwin's book available. Let's see. I guess maybe if we're gonna start on August 1st, yeah, so I guess we'll have it available the day before or on August 1st or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So we'll have it available, but I don't want anyone to feel pressured, and I want everyone to just enjoy reading, because it takes a while. It takes a while to get that hamster back on the wheel, especially if you're not reading a lot. And actually, by reading and being a part of this book club, it made me get a discipline, because I normally would just study and work on content and then just fall asleep and actually be like, oh my God. But I purposefully was like, oh, I had to stop because I had to make sure I read the book. So it helped to instill a discipline in me. Hey, Jacob, did you notice how reading this book or being a part of this book club has done anything for you in any kind of way, or transitioned you in any kind of way? And also, Edwin, have you noticed that as well? I don't know if Mr. Hartley is still here, because I know that he had the loss. But what is it that, and for the people who are watching the replay, what is it that being a part of some kind of an organization like the book club, or joining the Toastmasters or the chamber in your area, did you notice that before you were a part of a orchestrated thing that had like a regular meeting, and now that you are a part of it, have you noticed more organization? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear. So let me see. You're still here, Mr. Hartley. Okay. Oh, Edwin, I just saw this. So we're going to come right back to that. All right. So Edwin had some more pages that he wanted us to hear. September 6th, 1st. Yeah. All right, guys. So you're right. How about this right here? All right, I'll tell you what. Because you're right, Mr. Hartley. Because that's the reason why we're starting the lifestyle challenge on September 7th. Because I looked at the calendar. That would be a little bit cruel, right? To start a new book on right before that holiday, because it's going to be kind of weird, and some people are going to be happy just coming out. So how about you guys, you want to start maybe the 10th or the 8th or something like that? We'll come. Thank you for bringing that up. We have to be sensitive, right? We have to be sensitive. So yes, this book, yes, excellent. I'm glad you feel that way. Yeah, so we'll come up with a date. So next Monday, we're going to talk about something different, okay? And I will make sure that I have the thumbnail posted on Sunday, all right? And I'll make sure that it's something interesting, and that it's something juicy, and something that you'll gain a lot of information, and you'll walk away from that video like, hey, I didn't know that. Maybe we'll try to see if we can get a guest or something like that. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, and I would greatly appreciate it. And join us over in the Facebook group, and click the link in my bio where you can join my mailing list. It'll be right down there. You'll be able to, and because we send out some juicy stuff. Like, for example, the stuff I'm sending out this upcoming couple of days, I worked on this tirelessly. It's amazing. And it's not like, so if you have any kind of like respiratory infection, or not even infection, like if you have like asthma, COPD, if you have anything that leads to retained mucus in your lower respiratory tract, this is something that you may want to check into. Some of the body aches, this is some information. Brain fog, cognitive deficits, just feeling weird, tired. You're going to want this information I'm sending out to the mailing list. And this is the kind of things that I want to send them, because I want to show constant appreciation for them being the opening rate. it was humbling. It was humbling. It was humbling. And for me to not be in my brick and mortar, and for me to still have this community of people, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what, all I can say is thank you. I love you guys all, and you guys are just greatly appreciated. And I'm humble. If you have any advice, if there's anything you want to hear, any questions you have, my phone number is also down in the description box. Feel free to call anytime. I'm not going to answer. Just going to go straight to my answer service, but they'll let me know that you call. All right. And then sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. You guys will catch me on the phone, or you guys will leave a message and I call back. They're like, what? Man, I'm human. You know what I mean? I call you back. Being a part of an organization such as Toastmasters allow exactly. Guys, get out the house. Get out the house and get from in front of your camera. Trust me, it's different out there in society. That's why I signed into the dating app, because it's different. When you're engaging amongst other people and you have to take other people's consideration into par, where everything ain't just what you think, what you want to, and that's the reason why I signed up for the classes. You guys saw we're going to be doing pole dance classes, right? We should also add the book Becoming. Yes. Okay. That's going to be on the list. I'll establish the list. Edwin, thank you so much. We will definitely. Yeah. So, like I said, I signed up for the pole dancing classes because I work out independently and getting ready for NASM. I'm making up these little routines because it helps you to study for the test. But then I felt like, man, I want to be around people. Right. And I used to pole dance back, when I was in medical school, but I haven't in a long time. And one of my followers mentioned, they were like, you should bring that into your workout routine and never make it spicy. And I just happened to be, and I was like, hey, you guys got classes? So I signed up. So that's going to be kind of cool, incorporating that. Something totally different, right? But it's an organization, right? And I'm going to sign up for more organizations, man. Just going to like get out and be involved and live life and be a part of you guys' lives. So thank you for allowing me your time. And I'm Dr. Tess. Thank you so much for joining us on Tess MD TV. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, thumbs up, tell your friends about us. And we'll see you at our next video. Take care.